Wrestling to you means content and not be sued. Some audiences, your discretion is advised. Wrestling to you means content and not be sued. Some audiences, your discretion is advised.
It floundered in WWE. I'm done. I'm over it. I don't want to see it. He's not in any shape anymore. He said he only got a couple of years left. Bro, you had a couple of years left 10 years ago. I wish the Wrestling POV president would let me give out some ideas every now and then.
He'll never do that. Yeah, he won't.
Okay.
He don't like you.
All right.
You're lucky he's still on the show.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Damn, Rick.
Ruined it.
You just fucked it up again. You
By
know
the
you just lost 5,000 followers, right?
You lost
4,997. Because we're the three that like their own page.
Yeah, Miguel doesn't even like our page. You guys suck! Because everybody just went crazy about this. It was just like, this is not McCool. And I was just like, you got it? Get it? Her name's Michelle McCool.
Oh, yeah.
Not McCool. Yeah.
No. That's why your shit was canceled.
Here's your headline.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new edition of Wrestling POV. I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with Mimi Goody.
Hello.
And the third wheel, Rick Serrano III.
Hey, people!
And our intern, Big Elko.
Hello, how's everybody doing?
Jesus.
Are you okay? I don't know what's happening.
You might have to take him to the doctor.
I might have the Miguel coronavirus.
Jesus.
It's not
terrible.
It's not
terrible.
What? It's not the Miguel coronavirus.
Right. Anyway.
Wow.
Stay safe out there, people.
Yes.
Stay safe.
And stop buying masks. Us medical people need it more.
So.
Yeah, and speaking of mask Purell, I got it for you guys. Got the hot take. $25.99 a mask. $40 per Purell. We got it right here.
Shit, I was selling $40 a gram of Purell.
I got soap and water for $1.99.
And the funny thing about the coronavirus is that in China, how they're shaking hands, they're not shaking hands, they're shaking feet. So they're tapping each other's feet. You know what? I say do the Steve Austin here in America. Instead of everybody shaking hands, give everybody the finger. Hey, how you doing? Do the Steve Austin. That's what I say.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. All right, we got the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view points game, peoples. It feels like forever that we haven't done this, right?
Yeah.
My God.
The whole month of February was like 29 days.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's
Jesus.
a long time.
Talk about people
I'm used to only
born
28.
in February. Shit, I was almost a leap year baby. Real close. But, it just seems like it was a long time ago. I even forgot who's in the lead now. It's like, it's crazy. But
the $50 man is in the lead, Tony.
Jesus.
You just have to look at our page. Play Cummings.
This dude, man. I tell you. The guy is making babies and making name for himself. You know?
Let's not forget Kayla Knox. Kayla Knox is always up there, too.
Knox too. Yeah, I give him credit. But it's just Clay Cummings, man. It's like, dude, what the hell? Anyway,
forget Mimi Goody.
So, that's right. So just put yourself in the position to win this thing, man. It's still early because I have a feeling. I really do have a feeling a lot's going to change in the standings after this pay-per-view.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, listen, guys, it is exactly like NASCAR. I mean, NASCAR took our idea, but it's definitely like it because you can crash and burn and come in last place and lose 5 points, or you can get 0 points, or you can miss the top 10 altogether and not get any points. Yep. So, and somebody who didn't get any points last race can get 25 points this race.
And be right in it.
And be right back up on top.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's just crazy. But I have a feeling that the whole thing. So, you're going to repost it, the standings?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to. I post up earlier today, I posted up the page, the game, the the card, I also posted the standings with that as well, so people know, hey, we still got a chance. So.
Yeah, there you go. And don't give up, man. It's just the second game of the season. You know what I'm saying? It's just the second game, people.
Don't be a
Things
loser.
changes.
Don't
Things changes. You know, there's you know, even if you go in fifth, I guess you can still get a chance. You know, the fifth.
Of course,
game,
yes.
You know, so just remember, it's how you play, and I've been saying this since the day we started doing this pay-per-view points game. Is that, you know, don't max out your damn points, people.
And,
you know?
And I'm glad you brought that up, Tony, because just to clarify how we break a tie on the Wrestling POV pay-per-view points game is simple. We basically look at who lost the least amount of points. So basically, we had a tie for first place. We had Clay Cummings and Kalen Knox both have 103 points. However, Kalen Knox used more points. He maxed out more points. So he lost more points than what Clay Cummings did. Clay Cummings didn't max out all his points, so he lost fewer points than what Kalen Knox lost.
Right.
So basically, if you lose more points, you're going to lose out on the tiebreaker. And if that's still a tie, then what we do is who posted first. So you want to get in quick. As soon as we put up that post, you want to get in there. And I'm tagging a lot of people on there, too. So you got a chance to get up there and put on your posts. So we have the timestamp. We have everything. So we know what's happening on this show. So on this game.
Yeah, you know, and you can't get by. You can't, you know, be try to get over one on us, because not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. So, all right, let's get on with the show with the Facebook poll and hater comment of the week, and also because it's a new thing, I guess we're doing is the comment, I guess, of the week, fan comment of the week. But instead of doing a hater, you know, I'm like, you know what? Let's give the people who does put a good comment in there, you know, let's recognize them. And also, I heard there's a change for the hater comment. We
have a new sponsor for hater comment of the week, and when we get to that, we will announce it.
Alrighty then. So with that being said, the first one on our Facebook page is that Matt Hardy, the whole Matt Hardy news announcing his future in wrestling. You posted the video. Now I'm just going to read this one comment from James Bond. Not Bond, Bond.
Wow.
He says that's where WWE screws up at. They need to let a lot of their wrestlers have creative input. I personally like New Japan Pro Wrestling and NXT way better than SmackDown or Raw. I've been watching some Impact now, and I like it too. All right, you know what? He just, you know, the comment was good until he mentioned that he likes Impact. Dude, you just fucked that up.
Unless he's talking about he's talking about RVD and his girlfriends.
That could be.
That's the whole effing show right there.
That is true. So now, Rick, and then me, and then myself. What are you guys' thoughts on this video? And then, but there was more videos that happened after that. So is he AEW bound, like everybody always says?
You know, I was watching this video. First of all, I was pissed off that I had to stay up till midnight to watch this.
10 o'clock for me, but...
These are sacrifices I make for this damn show. Just so you people know. I was up screenshotting this as I was watching it. And I was like, I'm going to post this. I'm not going to post a link. Screw that. We're going to get the views.
Yeah. And we have to.
And just watching it, I was just like, if this is how all his Throne shows were, I'm not for it. I didn't it lacked excitement. It had nothing.
It did.
And I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it at all. I saw him just. First of all, what do you think? We're idiots. Like, you had to stay up. Well, clearly we are. We stayed up late watching this. Yeah. So for you to say, I don't know, I may go to this show, I may go to that show, I may go to this show, I may go to that. All right, Matt. Thanks.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like, I didn't like it at all.
Don't forget, I might come back to WWE.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I may come back to WWE. I may not be done. I don't like what they're doing. I don't like that I don't have creative control, but I may come back. Like, all right, Matt. Yeah. Idiot. No, listen. The whole thing with Matt Hardy, that had it peaked in Impact. It floundered in WWE. I'm done. I'm over it. I don't want to see it. He's not in any shape anymore. He said he only got a couple of years left. Bro, you had a couple of years left 10 years ago. You can't move around the ring like you used to. You don't have it anymore. And your character can only take you so far. Look at The Undertaker. Yeah. Look at Goldberg. Their character can only take them so far now. Goldberg's getting booed out the building. Undertaker, they're cheering because of his song, and then once he gets in the ring, they're just like, okay, what is this? Your character can only take you so far. Mimi.
I really enjoyed it. I think for me it was more informative, as a fan, because I'm not a worker of wrestling at all. Mm-hmm. And I think it was very informative, and he was very... it was not his normal throne thing.
Right.
He was just saying, hey, this is what's happening. There's no bad blood. And he's putting it out there because other people who've left WWE left with bad blood. So I think he was just trying to put it out there and let it clean slate. Hey, no bad blood. This is coming straight from me. I don't want nobody talking shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He did the right thing. I do. I think he did the right thing. And I think he's absolutely correct what he said when he said that, just him and WWE creative-wise, he had ideas WWE didn't want to do them and blah, 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 blah. But then I do agree with what that one dude said before he ruined it with the Impact statement, is that, WWE needs to give these guys more freedom and creative because they're the ones that knows their character. If they can do, and this is what's pissing me off too. No, I'm in that. It just popped in my head.
Oh Lord!
Is that they gave creative freedom for Daniel Bryan, and look what he's doing. You couldn't do that for Matt Hardy. Serious? I mean, you're right, Rick. It was good when there was an Impact and and then it was hot. But I honestly think WWE ruined it because they probably held them back on a lot of things. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I know Matt Hardy fought tooth and nail to do that, even that thing, the little storyline with Bray Wyatt. I know he did. I know for a fact he did. Because then after that, it was no longer shown. Mm-hmm. It never had, WWE needs to pull the reins back, man. Stop hiring people who knows nothing about the wrestling business. That's number one. You know what? I mean, because they're hiring people that just because they know how to create a story doesn't mean they know how to do a story either. Especially if it's something out of their forte. I've always said this since the beginning. Wrestlers make the best creative people. And if they keep bringing in people like Abyss, like Shane Helms and stuff like that, let them guys...
Oh, screw Shane Helms!
I know you're a little upset with him. But, just the fact that they know what they're talking about. And, there's a thing called brainstorming. You know what I'm saying? It's like you put your collective heads together and says, all right, this will work. You know what? Because sometimes somebody does see something and the other person doesn't, and you throw it together. Do that at least. But Vince has this thing in his head where it's like, that's where I hire creative for. Let them do it, brah. It's like, come on, man. It's like...
I wish the Wrestling POV president would let me give out some ideas every now and then.
He'll never do that. Yeah, he won't. Okay. He don't like you.
All right.
You're lucky he's still on the show.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Damn, Rick.
Ruined it.
You just fucked it up again. All right. So, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, for me, it's like, is Matt right? Yeah, he is. If he go, but this is another thing too. People, please stop saying that the minute somebody gets released or they're not happy, oh, he's going to AEW. I've said this on the show before, and you guys are still doing it. Cut the shit out. Jeez, man. Stop. God. Annoys the shit out of me.
Are you in charge of the Dark Order?
Yes. You know what? Fuck it. It's me.
The exalted one. Tony Diaz.
I'm the exhausted one. Jesus. So those are my thoughts on it. I'm not going to read everybody's because, we got a
lot to cover.
We got a lot to cover, I guess. But the biggest news of them all, I think, in my opinion, is that we reached 5,000 followers.
Yes.
On Facebook.
Yes.
So that's a big celebration for us. So thank you all for following us, I guess, right?
Of course,
sure.
thank you. And you know what you guys can do is share our page.
Yeah.
Get 5,000 more.
Exactly.
Because you have at least one friend that likes wrestling too. So if all 5,000 of you share it and one of your friends likes it, well, we got 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's math.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Exactly.
Now, if we
And
go to
it's not
Steiner
Steiner
math way,
No.
But if we do go to Steiner math way, this is what you got to do. You get one friend, you get another friend, you send it out to them, get on Facebook to like it, then all of a sudden, now you got 2 friends. But now if you get 2 friends and you send it out to a 3rd friend, now you got 3 friends that like it. But if you send it out to a 4th friend, a 4th friend likes it. A 5th friend likes it. 6th friend likes it. Now if you take the 6th friend and you times it by the circumference of the earth, by the latitude
you just lost
of the
5,000 followers, right?
You lost 4,900.
4,997. Because we're
well,
the
us
3 that like their own page.
Yeah, Miguel doesn't even like our page. You guys suck.
He didn't like our page.
He only likes our page when it's a.
You know, the funny thing is, even the president didn't even like our page.
Bastards.
Son of a bitch.
Speaking of Scott Steiner, though, I just want to say prayers out to Scott Steiner.
I heard about him.
Collapsed at a wrestling event.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying that he's okay. Yeah.
57.
Tommy
Yeah.
Dreamer has sent out a message saying that he is fine. There are rumors about heart surgery, but I haven't gotten that cleared up yet. But
do you know what was it, like a heart attack, or is just
that we don't know yet? Well, all we know is that he's in stable condition right now. That he's doing
right,
okay.
Good.
So, yeah.
But it's not amazing, but it's just weird because the guy's in shape for 57.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's in shape for 57. So I'm wondering if there was other things that played into this. You know?
I'm a shape.
Yeah. Round is a shape. But you know what I'm saying? So
listen, don't get me started on shapes. Wait till we talk about AEW. Because the shapes, the geometry and all that stuff is getting out of control at AEW.
Yes, it is. All right, so now the whole thing that happened with Michelle McCool, if you guys don't know, Michelle McCool is the Undertaker's wife. The Undertaker.
Oh, I don't watch wrestling that much.
Oh, okay. My bad. All right, so now does Michelle McCool have a legit gripe with WWE for not being included in the Women's History Month photo gallery former champions? Now, Rick, this caught your eye, and you posted this. So you want to explain more?
Because everybody just went crazy about this. It was just like, this is not McCool. And I was just like, you got it? Get it? Her name's Michelle McCool.
Oh, yeah.
Not McCool. Yeah.
No. That's why your shit was canceled. Come on, Rick, get it together.
All right. So it was not McCool. All right, so the thing was, everybody was having a hissy fit. Oh, they should have put her in there. She was the pioneer, blah, blah, blah. Every woman and every person that gets ripped, that doesn't get included is the pioneer.
Yeah.
How many pioneers were there, man? So people were upset that Michelle McCool wasn't included in the Women's Month Champions photo gallery. Her and Bull Nakano got added after the fact.
Really?
And then even Undertaker got his geriatric Twitter fingers out. And he had to say uncool or something like that. Just unbelievable. That's what he said. Unbelievable. Really? After the fact that they added her. Oh, shut up. You know what? And you know what, Undertaker? I'm getting sick of you. And you know what, people? Say what you will about The Undertaker. I don't care. I'll say it to his face. Get over it. I would say it to his caved-in chest because I can't reach his eyes.
He would say it to his face through the phone.
Through the phone.
Or
FaceTime.
No, but seriously, Undertaker is getting to a point where it's like, he should have retired 10 years ago. It's getting to a point where now you're breaking the character. You were doing it for so long. Fine. You want to break character. You want to do your own thing. Do your own thing. Mm-hmm. Don't start being one of those guys.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need another superstar Billy Graham now. And all of a sudden, your wife is under fire, and now you gotta be there, and I want to back up my woman because I'm an American badass. All right, relax. Your wife wasn't included, so what?
So what? Yeah. And the thing of it is, for me, honestly, and this is what's getting me upset, is when they're talking about, the pioneers for women's wrestling and da-da-da. I'm sorry. Michelle McCool is not the first person I think of. Okay?
Not the 45th. That's why she wasn't in.
Not even the 45th.
I'm like,
because the thing of it is, here's where my point is coming from, because what era was she from? The Attitude Era?
No, she was from the
or was it after
Ruthless Aggression?
Ruthless Aggression era. So, oh my God, here. I could name a few in my head that if you ask me who the pioneers are, it would be Alundra Blaze, as much as I can't stand her right now. It would be like a Bold Nakano. It would be Wendy Richter. It would be Mae Young, and obviously Fabulous Moolah. And Mickey James is one of them, in my opinion. She's done a lot. Trish Stratus, Lita. Those are the pioneers, in my opinion.
And I'm sorry,
there's a few more, but Michelle McCool would not be in it.
And you have to add the 4 horsewomen. I'm sorry, Becky, Sasha, Bayley, Charlotte.
I agree with that.
They brought it back.
They brought it
from
back
the ashes.
They did
because Michelle McCool. Listen, this is what they're trying to claim to fame for Michelle McCool. She was the first woman to hold the Divas Championship and the Women's Championship.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was the first person to combine both titles. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She was a 4-time Women's Champion. Okay. That's it. You want to talk about Michelle McCool? You're going to have to talk about Lay Cool. And Lay Cool was the best part of Michelle McCool's career.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And they both did a great job. You don't see Layla coming out and saying about, I was so great, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
She was included in it, though.
Yeah.
But Layla was the better option. I'm sorry. I thought Layla was better than Michelle McCool. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't see, I don't know.
Or even, Kelly, she was part of that Ruthless Aggression, wasn't she, or no?
Was she?
I don't remember.
I feel like she was in the very beginning. She wasn't there that long either. So
no, but they still bring it in for nostalgic values, so that's why I threw her name out there. But even still, Kelly, she was the ECW original though.
Yes.
And it's she didn't complain. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't agree with it. Michelle McCool was, if you ask me, I know who she is. I've seen her wrestle. I remember Lay Cool and things like that. But if you ask me, is she a pioneer for women's wrestling? I'm going to say, hell no.
And let me tell you something.
Not. Oh, damn. He shook the head and everything.
She better not. Best to not be in the Hall of Fame. I swear on everything. There's no.
Come on, the Bella twins are going in. She's going in.
And you know what? They were bigger pioneers than she was. And I'll tell you something right now. You're going to put Michelle McCool in the Hall of Fame, you better induct her as The Undertaker's wife. Because that's her biggest accomplishment in the pro wrestling business. I'm sorry. You did a lot, girl. Yeah, that's it. You're a necrophiliac, motherfucker. Come on, girl.
Wow.
Listen, you did what you had to do in the wrestling business. You had your little 24 seconds of fame. But at the end of the day, you're not a Hall of Famer. So why would they include you in all this stuff? There's so many women wrestlers out there. They can't include everybody.
Yeah.
Sorry. Not sorry.
Yeah.
Wow.
I agree with you, Rick. I don't think anybody. Well, no. Here's some comments. So, Kenny Casanova, he said she did practically nothing, y'all. This is like asking, should Luther Reigns be inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Who?
Luther Reigns. You don't know who Luther Reigns is?
No.
Look it up. All right, Elijah Billings, he said, hell yes, she was the women's division for a few years. She was one of few who could actually wrestle. People literally didn't like her because she was the she was with the Undertaker. No. Listen,
No!
Do your fucking research, man. She wasn't with the Undertaker.
He still has Sarah on his neck when she was there.
Whoever Sarah is. But anyway.
Yeah, that's right. That's the one that tattooed on his neck.
Yeah, that's his ex-wife.
Yeah.
And he got it covered up with some other shit on there.
That's the one that DDP was stalking.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's weird. All right, Tim Zabriskie. Now, Tim Zabriskie, I got to tell you this. If you guys ever see the wrestling picture of myself choking the dude, I posted it a few times. Choking the guy, and the guy's face, that's Tim Zabriskie for you.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, he went by Timmy Ite. That was his name back then. So everything was Ite.
Like, bro.
Yeah. So he posted mediocre at best. Bruce Peach, he goes, I agree, but now she should do something. I don't know what he should do, but, whatever. I don't like Elijah Billings' comment.
What does he say, Tony?
Well, I just read it, man. You didn't? She was with the women's division for years.
Okay.
She was the one who could actually wrestle. Give me a fucking break, man. Get out of here with that shit.
Well, at that time, she was the only one who can actually wrestle. He's right.
Chantice.
No. There was a lot of women during the Ruthless Aggression era.
Chantice Bullock. He or she? Let me see. She. Sorry. She said, no, it's an article made by a .com employee.
Yo, write that name down. Write her name down. I'm sorry.
Chantice Bullock. What is
it's
well,
WWE.com.
She went on. I know, right?
What's
she went
James?
on. Chantice Bullock. She went on to say the same people who compared Sasha Banks to 95 Michael Jordan. What the fuck? What is she saying? God.
Chantice, come on.
D1 Davis says these folks don't stop giving hot takes, but need to. Stop stealing our shit. Serious. AJ Haynes, not AJ Styles. He says no. That's all he says. But Anthony Big Time Miller, he responded to that. He goes, yes.
Touche.
No.
Man was lost for words, I guess, right?
Yes.
Holy shit. Sean Boley, he says, I still want to see the original list. I'm assuming it's on WWE's website. You responded to that, Rick, and said, yes, it is. They just added McCool and Boom Nakano. Sean Boley also said, side note, Michelle used to use a version of the Styles Clash. Interesting. And it was called the Faith Breaker. Mm. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
bottom line is, Michelle McCool is not cool enough. And Carlito would even say it too, that she's not cool. I heard it. It's definitely not cool.
Oh, did you? Disgusting. All right, so...
Chantice Bullet.
Yeah, well, we still got the hot tags, so right now she's in the lead, in my opinion. All right, you know what? That's it for the Facebook poll. Wait, should we do the hater comment now?
Yeah, we'll do the hater comment.
We'll do the hater comment now.
But before we get into that, I do have a hater out there.
Oh.
Bully Ray, what incarnation are you thinking, bro? With your busted open wannabe podcast, thinking you're going to take over the New York scene? Well, bully, there's been another bully around. His name is Miguel Cole, and he's been around for 3 years. All right? First of all, you're going to come in here and take my meme? I took Cody Rhodes' ugly ass tattoo, that neck tattoo, and I did an upgrade, and I put the Wrestling POV logo on it. And what does Bully Ray do? Well, Antoine Hoffman from Wrestling POV Global made it aware to me that Bully Ray put his busted open radio tattoo on Cody's neck. So Bully Ray, what do you now Bully Ray? I may not say it to the Undertaker's face. And I may not say it to your face, but I'm going to say it to you right now. You can go to hell. Copying my meme without my permission? Come on, man.
He just copied Vince.
There's a difference between copying and imitating. You know, I'm imitating Vince.
Oh,
Well, they
okay.
say, isn't imitation the highest form of flattery?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I've mentioned that before. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh yeah, Tony made that up, guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tony
yeah,
definitely-
sorry.
You know,
Sorry.
get it together.
Well, I was imitating you.
Yeah.
That was little ha hee hee. No. So
Continue on your rant, Rick.
I'm saying Bully Ray should be the hater comment of the week.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. And you know what? And I don't think there's a fan out there. The fan that said yes, that's the fan comment of the week.
There you go. I don't know who
Yep.
it is because I'm not on that page anymore.
But the hater comment of the week is now sponsored by the biggest hater out there, Kenny Casanova. Kenny Casanova, who is an author of numerous books. You can go to his website at wohw.com, Walking on Hot Waffles. And he has a lot of books that he's written for a lot of professional wrestlers. Tito Santana, Vader, Sabu, Kamala, Brutus Beefcake, and the dangerous Danny Davis. He has numerous other books on his website as well. So you go to wohw.com. And this hater comment of the week is brought to you by Kenny Casanova. So the hater comment of the week goes to Hater Alert, Bully Ray.
There you go. And the fan comment?
Oh, it's that guy.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What's that guy?
With that being said, let us go to the wrestling news from around the world. Take it away, Rick.
All right, and before we do that, let's get into some birthdays. Mr. Anderson turns 44 years old.
Who, me?
Yeah, I know. Once upon a time, I wish he came back, but it's never going to happen, is it? He's with NWA right now. I know.
Apparently
Feel
not.
the same way. Feel the same way. Kyle O'Reilly turns 33 years old. Yeah? Undisputed Era? No?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay,
Okay.
sure.
All right.
It's pretty disgusting
All right.
here.
Yeah. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean,
No, nothing wrong.
but
with
they're
that
not
at
the same without the... Are you drunk?
all. He's like really getting on you today, isn't he?
Well, last week he didn't
Jesus.
do much.
No, he didn't do
Oh, that's
shit.
true.
No, he did
Hey,
a
listen, what is it? Too much? Too little? Too much? Too little? Get a job!
What's the big idea?
As I was saying,
Oh,
Undisputed Era is not the same
man.
without the titles, man. They can't play the air guitar, you know. Kyle
Yeah.
O'Reilly, no. Big E turns 34 years old.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
Christ. He
And
is
last
letting
but not
you have it
least-
today.
Last but not least, the two-time WWE Hall of Famer and the five-time champion, Booker T, turns 55 years old.
Yoo-hoo, baby!
Tell me you didn't just say that. Oh,
Why
I'm sorry.
are you the way that
50.
you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way. I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Holy shit, I haven't heard that one in a long time.
And only because I like The Office, I will approve of that message.
I've never
But if you
watched
press
that.
that button one more time, I am going to wring your fucking neck off.
Did you like pee in his Cheerios or something this morning?
I think I didn't do it, and that's why he's upset.
That's just nasty.
That is nasty.
It's time for the wrestling news from around the world.
Yes, it is. It is. Sure. Wait, right now?
Right now.
Okay.
The Bella Twins have canceled their WrestleMania Access autograph session.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because of the coronavirus?
It might be, or it might be they're lazy. I don't know. Or maybe they're
Well,
pregnant.
you know what? That's a good question, though. With the whole coronavirus, I mean, they got what, like 5 weeks,
Couple
right?
weeks left. Yeah.
5 weeks before WrestleMania. Now, yeah, that's a good question. I mean, are they really going to do this access, the autograph signing and everything? You know what I'm saying? Because I honestly, I don't blame them as much as I don't like the Bellas. You know, only Nikki's ring entrance, but you know that's besides the point. But
they're pregnant.
You know, oh shit, that's right too. They are pregnant.
They're pregnant.
But no. What I'm saying is, I don't. You know, like I wouldn't hold it against them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, if they don't show.
And there was 2 confirmed cases in Tampa Bay where they're gonna be having WrestleMania.
Damn.
So yeah.
Well, but not just them though. Is what I'm saying. Is any other wrestler that is scheduled to be there, and then they were like, no, I don't blame them at all.
On Instagram, on Medusa's page, there was a
Really?
yes, there was a elimination chamber or whatever, and they all had masks on.
Blah, blah, blah.
Shut up, Miguel. But they all had masks on, which was kind of funny, but not funny.
What?
So weren't you just advocating that people shouldn't be taking masks from the medical people meeting?
I know, but it was funny. It was just a picture.
Hilarity does not ensue with criminal and life-threatening diseases. I mean,
He is on a roll today.
all right. Speaking of on a roll, Pete Rosenberg returns for the pay-per-view kickoff show.
And good. I'm glad because I like him 10 times better than Sam Roberts. Okay.
You know the difference.
And I think a lot of people agree with that. What?
No, people do agree with it, but Pete Rosenberg is everywhere. ESPN,
Yeah.
WWE,
Yeah.
Hot 97.
Yeah.
It's just like, bro, give us a chance.
Hey, he's making that money though.
Give me a
Can't blame
chance.
him.
I'm
Can't-
jealous.
I can
but I'm
blame him.
mad at you.
You can't blame him though, you know. But again, like I said, I like him 10 times more better than I do Sam Roberts. I'm sorry, I cannot stand Sam Roberts. He's like, especially that NXT take. Oh my god, it was atrocious. And I just love the fact that the people were booing him every time he spoke, and he was getting annoyed. You know what, Sam Roberts? Fuck you. I can't stand your ass.
I think
Fucking hate
return
you.
match against Sam Roberts, man.
Exactly, man. Holy shit, man. I cannot fucking stand him. I hate him.
Well, the thing is that he's very cocky.
It's not that it's cocky. The one thing I cannot stand is that people, and yes, I'm gonna fucking say it right now, is that people who's never had an experience in the goddamn wrestling business have no room to talk about how a wrestler should wrestle in the freaking ring. None. And he does that. Like, get out of here with that. You know, and Pete Rosenberg, when he does, like, watch.
He's respectful.
Watch.
He's respectful.
Watch on tomorrow. Watch the difference between Pete Rosenberg and Sam Roberts. A big difference, okay? I like Pete, and you know, I was pissed because there was a few comments too, not on our page, but I read it on some other. Oh, who's he? Who's he? Come on, man, really? He knows more about the wrestling business than Sam Roberts does. Just because he doesn't interview them on his show, that doesn't mean he doesn't know it. But I like Pete Rosenberg way better than Sam Roberts. So fuck Sam Roberts. God damn it, I hate him.
All right, Tony.
Shut up!
Catch your breath.
Yes.
I do have to say, my last bit of news is Tony's favorite Divas wrestler of all time, his favorite singer. In fact, he listens to her music all the time. Jillian Hall gave birth to a daughter recently. Yeah, Jillian Hall. No? You don't? You didn't like Jillian?
I don't
Jillian
know.
Hall?
No. I know who she is, but she sang.
She was the one that would come out.
The Britney, right? She was singing.
Yeah.
Like Britney. Yeah. And she had the thing on her face, didn't she?
Yeah.
That boogeyman bit off. So stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No.
dumb.
Yeah.
No.
But you loved her. You loved her.
No.
If it was Mickey James, it would be a different story.
Yeah, that's true. Oh,
Jimmy,
now
that's
break
his
my
favorite
heart.
singer.
My
I'll be
ache
doing.
and break your heart.
Yeah. I'll be wearing them Spurs and cowboy hat only.
And the buck.
Shit.
Mr. Tony, I thought you would wear a saddle. Yeah.
Here's the assless chaps he will wear.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so congratulations, Jillian Hall. And you didn't see her bitching and complain about not being in the 45 women.
She didn't do nothing.
What did Michelle McCool
Her
do?
face bit off.
Yeah, except get her face bit off by the boogeyman. That's so nasty. Oh.
He's so scared.
All right. On to the rumors, Tony.
All right. Well, this just for today's episode, the rumors will be spaced out throughout the episode because it just makes sense to do that. So let's go straight into the injury.
No injuries because we're gonna spread it out throughout the show as well.
That is awesome. Awesome. All right. So you know what? Let's go straight into the hot tag news, which is, was it too soon to give the Street Profits the Raw Tag Team Championships? Now, people, just a side note here, for some reason, Facebook took down our polls. Not just us, but they took everybody's polls away. So now we just doing the comments, just so if you see it, just post your comments on there if you like it or not. We'll figure out a way to do a poll. I know there is a certain way to do it. I just got to figure it out. Honestly, I think it's a whole political thing why Facebook took away the polls because of the election coming out. Well, anyway, I'm not going to get into it. But, all right, so what are you guys' thoughts? Well, Mimi, Rick, was it too soon to give the Street Profits the Raw Tag Team Championship?
I say no.
Why?
I think it was perfect timing.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they needed it.
Why?
Because Seth and Murphy, I would have voted for my dog and cat to win it. Seth and Murphy.
You got a dog and cat?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
But no, I think because for me, I think it was time because they can build a story better than Seth and Murphy can.
Really? All right, Rick?
Way too soon. The thing is, let's look at how the War Raiders and the Viking Raiders and all those other Raiders, how many matches they had to have against jobbers before they got consideration to be into a title picture. And then they finally get the belts and they lose them right away. Mm-hmm. Then we're going to look at Street Profits, who have been on the main roster for a long time, but have had few matches on said main roster. Mm-hmm. Not to mention, it's WrestleMania season. Yeah. Why are you giving them the belts now instead of having a WrestleMania moment? Mm-hmm. This is writing 101. Yeah. Come on. This is preposterous. Yeah. They should have gave it to them at WrestleMania. Have them drag it out. Have them win matches. Like real contention matches and build them up as a viable tag team. Yeah. You know, I don't see Dawkins do that much. Dawkins is supposed to be the powerhouse of the team, and I barely see him in the ring. So
he is impressive for a big guy, though.
But is it that he's green, or is it that he's just not being used? Because you know what's going to happen? We already see the Booker T on that tag team.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's going to happen. Yeah. They're going to split them up if they don't get it together. So
I you know what? Everything you said, I would have said. So I do agree. They should have waited till WrestleMania.
I read your notes, Tony.
This you son of a bitch. They should have waited until WrestleMania to give them their WrestleMania moment because they never did win the tag team championship. They had the perfect opportunity between last week or the week before until WrestleMania to hype up this story to where, you know, Seth Rollins' crew, you know, just totally obliterate, you know, just beat the crap out of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Because then that way it would give them that hope that, you know, they can win it or they can't win it. You know, just to change it up a little bit, but to do it on. For me, it was too soon. For me, it's too soon. Way too soon.
See, this is what I would have done, and this is just me thinking. You want to get the belts off of Seth and Murphy, have KO do what he did with the Street Profits, and do it with Ryder and Hawkins, right?
Yeah.
And then Elimination Chamber, have AOP defeat Riders and Hawkins for the tag team titles, and now you have a WrestleMania moment. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because they in NXT, AOP and Street Profits had an awesome match. Mm-hmm. So just imagine on WrestleMania. It would have been that much more better. But now that you said that, they might do an AOP versus Street Profits. Now, the thing of it is, if that does happen, you know, do you give the belts to AOP? You know? And really,
Street Profits is going to have to bring it their all. And I'm talking about both Street Profits, not just one.
I know that, and I understand that. But, you know, you got to look at it this way. If they do make this match at WrestleMania, Street Profits versus AOP, do you give the belts to AOP? And if you do, that kind of discredits Street Profits, doesn't it?
Yep.
You know, that kind of makes it look like, damn, they only had the belt for a month. Because that's what everybody's going to say. Damn, they only had the belt for a month. Then you took it away from them. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You know what I'm saying? That's all that's going to happen. Vince, in my opinion, because I'm hearing a lot of shit, and I'm just like, you got to be kidding me with this. Vince is just out of control with this. Well, I don't like it. I want to change. No, dude, shut the fuck up. Let it ride, my man. You know, your time is way past number one. You know what I'm saying? Number two, you know, I'm sorry to say, I'm not the biggest fan of Triple H. I really am not. Is he a good wrestler? Did he do a lot in the company? Yeah, he did. Would he have really gotten to where he is without Stephanie? Come on now, let's be real. No.
Hell no.
At most, he would have been like an agent. He would have been a backstage producer or something. But this I will give to Triple H. He's turned NXT into something huge. Okay? He's developed these guys. He's created these storylines for these guys. A lot of them were hits, but there was very few that were misses. And that's okay. That's okay. But in my opinion, Triple H is building these guys up. And then when they go to the main roster, it's like just because Vince doesn't like him and this and that. And that's another thing, too. So many reports out there, and we're going to get into this later. I'm not going to get into it now. Oh, Vince doesn't like him, so he's giving up on him. All right, now, people, number one, do you have Vince's number? Did he really fucking tell you that? And I'm sorry, Brian Alvarez is not a credible source. He's not. I don't go if I know who Brian Alvarez is. Known him for many years. He's not what people thinks that he is. So give it up, all right? Just because he said it doesn't mean it's fucking true. I can't stand Brian Alvarez, number one. So there. But either way, though.
Well, there you go.
There you go. But what I'm getting annoyed at is just people are saying, Vince is tired of him, so he's doing it. Stop. Like I said, we're going to talk more about this later because there's some, like I said, other shit that happened during Raw. My point is that when Vince needs to just step aside, it's just time because, that storyline, it was right there. And exactly how you said it, Rick, it was written for them. And they fucked it up. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That was stupid. It was stupid. As much as I do not like non-tag team people having the belts, number one, they should have given that to AOP to begin with. Mm-hmm. Okay? Yep. AOP should have been tag champions. They could have done this brawl with the Street Profits, and I wouldn't have minded because the way they were doing this storyline, it didn't seem like it was happening every week with the Street Profits. Okay? So between now and Mania, they could have easily done it, and they could have easily been destroying the Street Profits because I'm sorry to say, that night, the Street Profits, they had a big pop. Mm-hmm. Huge pop, okay?
And if AOP had the belts from the beginning, you could have had them face the Viking Raiders at Elimination Chamber and a huge blow-off match.
Exactly.
And then Street Profits the next Monday come out and get their asses destroyed by AOP and then build it up to Mania.
Exactly. And then that
it writes itself.
It did. I mean, it's not rocket science. And then the thing of it is, like I said, this would have gave the Street Profits their WrestleMania moment by winning the tag team championships at Mania. And they would have gotten even a bigger pop once they won because you built AOP to be this badass tag team, which they are, and you got to put doubts in people's in minds, especially when it comes to AOP. Mm-hmm. You cannot make them weak and da-da-da-da-da. Like you said, Rick, have them destroy people. Come WrestleMania, they can have that match. It could have been match of the night, in my opinion. And they just fucked it up. They did. Paul T. Phillips, he says, in a way, yes, because they are new and haven't really established themselves as a top tag team. But in the other way, no, because Seth and Murphy were due to lose the title soon anyway. I just hope the Street Profits can keep the energy up and not go stale with this early run. And you know what? He's absolutely right, too. Because it can go stale. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to keep this momentum up from now till Mania. They really do. If they lose it at Mania, that's... Willie Finley, he says the Skinny Brother is the next Booker T. He will... Jesus Christ, man. You could at least say his fucking name. He will have a major singles run watch, he has it. And I agree with that one too. You know, he really does have it. Needs to put on about 30 pounds, but hey, who knows? Jim LeMay says no because they are what's best for the tag team division. Trent Kikdakis, he said perfect timing. Nicholas Phillips, he says no, it's about time. This I am not going to read. I'm truly sorry. I just can't pronounce your last name. Or your full name, actually, for that matter. Luz Maddox, he says too early. So there you have it. There was a lot of comments. And like I said, I really do appreciate all the comments. But we got a show to run.
Yeah, make sure you guys check out our page. If you ever have ideas or anything that you want us to talk about, just hit us up on our pages and just let us know. Hey, listen, I thought this was cool. Can you guys talk about it on the hot tag or make a poll out of it? We can do any of that for you. Just send us $5.95 PayPal, and we'll be good. We'll do whatever you want.
There you go. And exactly what Rick just said, I was going to say, but I'm not going to say it. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, let's take a pause, huh?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we're going to take a pause. When we come back, we got This Week in Wrestling and the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view points game. You don't want to miss it.
Hi, I'm WWE superstar Charlotte Flair, also known as the Queen, and listen to Wrestling POV podcast and always do it with Flair. Woo!
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Wrestling POV and Wrestling POV Global is affiliated with Pro Wrestling Tees. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingPOV and get yourself one of the best t-shirts in the business of the world of professional wrestling. Yes, podcast wrestling. Yeah. Wrestling POV podcast has 4 shirts made available on ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingPOV. We have one with our logo in white and red and black. Beautiful. Ooh, absolutely gorgeous. Then we got one with all of our atrocious one-liners that we have in gray. Beautiful. We have one for our Americans, red, white, and blue, or Dominicans, or Cubans, or Puerto Ricans, or Netherlands, or France, or whatever other country has red, white, and blue. We got it for you. And then we got one in all red, just like an old Wolfpack kind of shirt, where your opinion matters. You want to check it out. $19.99 plus shipping and handling. It is a great offer. Check it out at ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingPOV. Also, to mention, we are also affiliated with CollarandElbowBrand.com. Go to CollarandElbowBrand.com. Save yourself 10% by using promo code WPOV. You get 10% off on any purchase you make at CollarandElbowBrand.com. With that being said, it is now time for This Week in Wrestling.
Alrighty, This Week in Wrestling, we're going to start off with Raw because obviously that was the first one that happened. My thoughts and opinions on it, the best of the night was the Street Profits versus Seth and Murphy. Winning, I gave it a 3.5, even though we complained about it, I still gave it a 3.5. It was a really good match. They do deserve to win this, but again, they should have waited till WrestleMania. The other one I had that was top of the night was Humberto Carrillo and Rey Mysterio versus Andrade and Angel Garza. That I gave it a 3.5. Another good match. These guys cannot stop having good matches, but I will say this, getting a little tired of it. They need to spread the wealth. A couple low moments for me, if anything, because the lowest actually was a 2, and that was the Brock promo. Even though I did, I thought it was cool that Drew came out. Still a big pop. I thought he was losing momentum, but he's not.
Yep.
He's not. They cheered big time for him, especially when they did the Claymore kick on him. Now, I thought it was funny.
The first one was money.
Yeah. Oh,
that was on.
Yeah. And the other ones that they had, I was impressed. So I think the crowd's going to pop big for this. Now, my side notes for Raw was, speaking of the Brock promo, was that towards the end of it, if you watch the video again, and if you guys want, I'll post it I'll post it on Facebook. You can hear Brock yelling at Drew saying, "Get the belt!"
Because it's obvious. And the worst part of it all is that Drew was walking towards Brock, and Brock yells at him. Yeah. So instead of doing what you were going to do first, you walk away.
He walked away
in the middle of it.
And right in the middle of it. And he grabbed the belt and did that. So look back at it. Or if, like I said, if you want me to post it, I'll post it. The other side notes. Now, a freaking spider, seriously? Come on, people.
Not even that, bro. An animatronic
spider. It could have been a real spider. Even a tarantula, I would have been happy with that. But an animatronic fucking spider? Are you serious? Now, that aside, the main side note I got for Raw is this. And it's going in the book. I'm sorry. It has to be said. It's been long overdue. It's got to be in the book, which is Paul Heyman's ball spot. Brother, what are you hanging on to? What are you hanging on to? You're bald. You're bald. The side piece is on there. You're not wearing a hat anymore. Come on, man.
It should be Paul Heyman's hair spot because he's more bald than anything.
I like that one better.
Yeah, we'll do that. Paul Heyman's hair spot. It's got to go in the book, man. I'm sorry. It's just long overdue. So put that in the book and
all right,
Rick, do the
honors. Paul Heyman's hair spot. You just made the book.
Oh my God, it's just terrible. All right, who wants to go next for Raw?
What was your overall for Raw?
Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. My overall for Raw was a 2.44. Wasn't a bad show.
Interesting. For me, the highest point of Raw had to be Randy Orton RKOing the hell out of Beth Phoenix. Not only because of the RKO, don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. I think Randy Orton's promo was the cat's meow. Yeah. I thought it was on point. I thought the guy brought facts behind everything he said. And it was a great story to tell. And it was things that we've never heard before. And it was just pulling on the heartstrings of Beth Phoenix, and you saw it in her face. And then when he said that he loved Edge more and he loved her kids more than her, it was like, okay, now I gotta slap the shit out of you and you talking out of line. So I gave that a 4. I thought it was really, really good. My lowest moment was Rowan Spider. What are you thinking? That was a 0.5. Are you out your goddamn mind? Come on. An animatronic spider. Let's not forget, Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott. Oh, that was atrocious. I mean, that was bad. The fact that the crowd had to go, it was bad.
Yeah. But to see, the thing of it is, like, I was watching that, and I had to watch it more as a wrestler's perspective, point of view, so to speak. The timing was just off. It was, and I was just like, wow, these guys' timing is way off, and it did make the match sloppy. I agree.
And as you mentioned earlier about Vince not liking guys, poor Ricochet.
You know what? And there's the other rumor too that they're saying that Vince is done with Ricochet, and that that's why the call for the burial. But then again, like I said earlier, you guys got to stop believing that shit, because unless it comes from Vince himself. Or, you know what? I'll even go as far as Triple H. If Triple H says, yeah, Vince is just tired of Rick, okay, then I'll believe it. But when you get a source from Brian Alvarez, you know, if Brian Alvarez actually talked to Vince and Vince told him that, then I'm sorry to say, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just a matter of, to get it together is what I'm trying to say. You know,
exactly.
It's just get it together. It just doesn't make sense. It's just terrible. Don't believe it. But then again, you know, for Ricochet. But I said this too during the Saudi match. There's either something huge planned for Ricochet to really be doing this, or Vince is done with it. But someone did posted a video of after the match. And Ricochet was leaving up to the ramp, and he was taking his tape off his wrist, and he just flung it down on the ground. He didn't give a shit. You know, and neatness, I'm sorry to say, I don't care what anybody says out there, but neatness is huge in wrestling. You know, everybody picks up after themselves. Nobody's going to be, you know, doing the whole, picking up after each other, you know, somebody else. No one's better. You got to pick up after yourself. So I don't know if Ricochet got heat for that. You know what I'm saying? He might have. I don't know. But that video clearly showed him. He was not happy. So maybe
he was frustrated.
He was frustrated. So maybe the truth that might be true. It might be.
Or it could be part of the story.
Or it could be part of the story.
A frustration angle.
Exactly.
So for me, maybe that's where they're going with it. But overall, I gave Raw 2.3 stars altogether. Yeah, so Raw was good. I'm not complaining about it being bad. It was actually a good week for a Monday Night Raw this week.
Yeah, wasn't that bad. So, all right, Mimi.
All right. With me, I gave the Street Profits a 4.0. That was like my high point. And my low point was actually the Kairi Sane and Shayna. I wish Kairi, like there was interference and Kairi would have won. Kind of like what she did at the Mae Young Classics, because it showed her really weak here. Honorable mention. It was
still a good match.
But it was a good match, but it was still not the best. Honorable mention I want to do is I love the fact that Drew McIntyre did the Claymore without doing the 3-2-1.
Yes.
We listened to you, Rick.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, just and another thing too, because you mentioned Kairi Sane, that was the other rumor too, that they're saying that Vince is done with Shayna Baszler already, that she doesn't look like she's WrestleMania material.
Get out.
Okay, that was I'm telling you, this is why I'm saying people's got to stop with this shit, especially. You know what I'm saying? And come on, man. I'm sorry. Shayna Baszler is the cat's meow right now.
Oh, hell
okay?
yeah.
And I'm talking about as far as badass and, her character and everything else. So, I don't know who's coming up with this bullshit that Vince is tired of, so he's got to bury him. All right, well, you know what? We'll see at Elimination Chamber.
Exactly.
Anyway. But even still, they might even throw somebody else in there to be the fall guy for the Becky Lynch match. Who knows? Who knows?
All right.
My overall, wait a second.
Jesus Christ, Rick. My overall was a 3.35. I think we hurt his feelings.
3.35?
3.35?
Yes.
For Raw?
Yeah.
What? That's got to be the highest we've ever scored any show.
For any show, yeah.
Exactly. It was, for me, I was really entertained. All my points was really, like I said, there was only one that was a 2.
Okay. All right. Sure. All right, Rick.
All right, so Eric Rowan definitely got like a 4.5 on that one. Mimi, go ahead with the NXT POV.
There you go.
NXT POV. My high point was actually the Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai. That was a phenomenal freaking match. I mean, these girls beat the shit out of each other.
And that
I gave that a 4.0.
Yeah.
My lowest point was the Johnny Gargano promo. I gave that a 0.5. The funny shit for me was also the Keith Lee promo when he fucking knocked Cameron Grimes out of the ring. The way he fell was hilarious. Okay, my overall for NXT was a 2.57.
Damn.
Wow, Mimi got her
Scoring them
heavy
high.
fingers.
Yeah.
She got the heavy fingers on
Right?
today. Just
Go ahead,
giving everybody high scores. For me, I did give a high score though to Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai. I gave them a 4. I thought that finish was phenomenal. I've never seen that before in a cage match. I thought it was really exceptional, and I thought it was flabbergassery and entertaining.
So we're just making up words just to put it on the shirt?
Yeah.
But the lowest point for me was Keith Lee's and Cameron Grimes' terrible promo. Cameron Grimes kept giving it to the audience.
Yeah.
Keith Lee, I don't know what this. Salutations. Oh, why are you talking like that? Shut the hell up.
All
with
it
your
needs is a
chin strap.
monocle.
Oh God.
Ridiculous.
And then Johnny Gargano. Oh, you know why? Morrow. Shut up. Go home. I'm sick of it. Both of them are 0.5. Overall, I gave NXT this week a 2.3.
Wow.
Tony.
All right, you know what? I do now. Just throwing this out. I do agree with all you guys' high points, but my high point, which is not mentioned, for me, and I gave it a 3.5, was the Austin Theory versus Isaiah Swerve Scott. Loved that match. That was a really entertaining match.
Yes,
I was entertained by that, but I do agree with you guys' other high points of the day. But I think we're all in agreement that the lowest point was that Johnny Gargano promo. Terrible. I gave it a 0.5. And the main thing, you don't bully Mauro Ronaldo. You don't do that. All right? Johnny Gargano. son of a bitch. and I do agree. The Keith Lee promo is just atrocious. Keith Lee, what the fuck are you doing? Like, Rick, you did the best impression of it. Why are you doing that? That's not you, dude. That is greetings and salutations. What the fuck? What? Put some soul into it, man.
Say what's up?
Yeah, say wow. My ninja. You know? Come on, man. God. Brother to brother. Instead, you're like, greetings and salutations. The fuck? If he would have came up to me like that, I would have been like, Grey Poupon? Let me speak this dude's language, man.
Sucker is sucker time. Heaven, summer, exit stage left.
You know, the fuck out of here with that. All right, no side notes though, because nothing. NXT wasn't that bad. I gave it a 2.21 this week.
All right, it's now time for AEW Dynamite. For me, the highest point, and I have to say, this is the highest point I gave other than a 5. I gave it a 4.5. Jake the Snake Roberts promo. Mm-hmm. That was godly. That is how, ladies and gentlemen, let me say it for the people in the back. That is how you do a promo, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you do it. From the way he walked into the ring, smelling the ropes, touching the turnbuckle, all that stuff. He wants the scent because that's how snakes do it. Snakes, before they attack their prey, they get the scent. That's how he did it. Hail
Ladies
Caesar.
and gentlemen, for the visual, you didn't want to see this visual. Rick, don't ever do that again.
And then the Hail Caesar, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was biblical.
But let me tell you something. The main point of his whole promo is that he didn't yell.
Yeah.
No, of course. He never does.
He was still Jake the Snake Roberts that never yelled in his promo.
Yeah,
and
what was
still sounded strong.
And what was best about it, he was like, in the corner, they have the snake, and once they look at the snake, then you know I got them in the palm of my hand. And then he said, I'm going to be in the corner. I'm going to be outside the ring. And for my next guy that he's going to be, his representative, he's going to be out there.
Brody Lee.
Brody Lee. But if you think about it, he's the snake in the bag, right? He's in the corner, and then it's just like, come on, man. Yeah. 4.5. For me, the lowest point had to be Big Swole versus the damn librarian. That was terrible. I gave it a 1. And then also honorable mention. What's with all the geometry going on in AEW? The Death Triangle? The Inner Circle? What is this? Then next we're gonna have the Fair is Square? Like, what the hell is going on?
The Isosceles Triangle.
Oh, come on. This is the Trapezoid Trappers. Come on, that was a terrible name. Yeah. The Death Triangle. Yeah. I mean, it sounds good in Spanish.
It does sound good in Spanish.
But not the Death Triangle. So for me, actually, AEW, because of that 4.5, it gave it the highest rating of the week, which is a 2.4 for me.
Wow.
Yeah. Tony, AEW.
It's me. I'm gonna go before him.
Amy.
Ladies first. Anywho.
I guess that's why I went first.
I gave 2 high points. My high point was also the Darby Allin and the Moxley versus Jericho and Guevara. I gave that one a 3.5, and the Cody promo with Jake the Snake coming out. Cody got served big time there. 3.5. My lowest point was this Jack Hager and Marshall 2.0. One honorable mention for me is this Big Swole. I like her. I like her a lot. But she's trying too hard to be like hard.
To be too hot. She's getting too hype.
But now she's trying too hard to be hard.
But she is hard.
But she just needs to be natural. You could see that she's
just trying to be tough. She want to be gangster.
But she is.
Right.
She is.
But the thing is, she's hard naturally. Now she's like, you know, stop that.
with the head weave.
Yeah. Well, the head, whatever.
Swole.
But my overall score was a 2.57.
Wow.
Well, with Mimi, that's not even high.
Yeah.
From Monday Night Raw, it went.
NXT was 2.57 as well.
Right?
Raw was 3.517 to 1,000.
It was like that.
Wow. All right. Yeah. For me, the biggest point, and it's not surprising. And again, like I said, I'm not disagreeing with you guys, but the highest point for me was the Darby Allin and Moxley versus Jericho and Guevara. I gave it a 3.5. You know, the Jake the Snake promo, I gave it a 3. I really rarely give high scores for promos, but that's a high score for a promo.
Yeah, that shit was awesome.
It was. I'm not discrediting it, is what I'm trying to say. The lowest point for me, and even though we're all different with this, but you guys are going to crack up with this one, and it's okay. The lowest point for me was the SCU and Colt Cabana versus Dark Order. I gave it a 0.5. You know why I gave it a 0.5? Because I hate Colt Cabana. Fuck him too. Fucking stupid motherfucker. I can't stand him.
Boom, 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 boom.
Fuck out of here with that. Don't ever sing that song again. But I'm going to tell you right now. Every segment Colt Cabana is involved in, I don't give a damn if the match was a 5-star match. I'm giving it a 0.5. My opinion.
You don't like the Superman pinfall?
Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Do you have to?
Looked like he was waiting for something to get shoved up his butt.
The match, not your personal.
I don't give a damn.
No.
What's the show called? Thank you. All right. Now, my side note.
Penis over vagina.
Penis over vagina. That'll never get old. Now, my side notes. MJF. Good promo, man. I really dug it in the back. That was really good. Now, dumb for Santana. What I mean by that? Homeboy. You're overacting way too much.
Yeah.
Tone it down. My God.
It's making us Boricuas look bad, yo.
Now, I don't know why I wrote this. What happened? I wrote a side note. Ortiz and Jack to wear masks. Oh, when they went to jump at the end. That's what it was. When they jumped, what's his name at the end, and they were wearing masks. Really? Why did we knew it was you? Stop. Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Anyways, I gave AEW 2.07 this week.
All right, and you know what I do have to say about the opening promo? Jericho saved that because Moxley is terrible on the mic. I don't care what anybody says. Jericho saved that whole thing, and I love how everybody was like, "Oh, we all know because he's going on tour." Ha! Jericho's still going on tour, and he's still going to be there because he took out Ambrose at the end. Moxley at the end. So, Jericho. So, all you fanboys out there saying he's going on tour, he's leaving for 2 months.
Yeah.
And then when you saw it, come on.
That was
Come
me.
on.
I was talking shit to the TV when that was happening.
Come on, Jericho. Listen, as predictable as you think wrestling is, Jericho is the most unpredictable out of all of them because he will always do the unthinkable. All right, let's kick it into a notch and run through SmackDown because SmackDown was atrocious. However, I gave a 3.5 to the 5.5 Funhouse. I thought it was the best moment of SmackDown, the highest point. I really liked it. I love how he goes full circle. Another geometrical reference is there. And the worst part for SmackDown was NWO. First of all, X-Pac don't belong there, and then Scott Hall with his old man.
I know, right? But you know what, though?
What are you, the fucking lion?
Yeah.
What saved it was.
But you know what? I tell you, though, when I've met Kevin Nash numerous times, and that's how he is. He's really like that. He's not acting that way. Mm-hmm. He's really like that. In person, he's really like that. It's like, dude, really? You got a personality of a wet mop. It's like, come on, man.
And listen, oh God, Nikki Cross. I first want to get the picture. Can I get the picture? I'm gonna get a selfie with you. Come on, let me get your selfie. And then she didn't even get a selfie. She messed it up and she had to do it in the back. And she posted it on Instagram. But can I get a selfie? SmackDown got a 1.9 stars.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Actually, with me, I gave that NWO and Sammy Cesaro thing, I gave it a 3.0. I think.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think Sammy
Tony-
Castro saved it.
Tony, you left your wacky tobacco out again, man.
It is out in the open.
But my high score, I just wanted to mention.
Yo,
that.
it was
my
high.
high score was the gauntlet match. I gave that a 3.5, and my low score was the Sheamus versus Apollo. Why is Sheamus fighting these little guys?
They're trying to make Apollo heel for the first time ever, and it's
You know what? You don't think so? I think so.
No.
I think so. I think so, and that's on my
He's
side.
gonna eliminate Shorty G at the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Oh,
That's his biggest accomplishment.
Yeah.
My overall SmackDown was a 2.6.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. What? Yo, Mimi was watching without glasses or sound this week. She was just,
Well, the crowd is into it, so let me give it a high score. Oh my God! All right, the highest point for me was a tag team gauntlet match. I really liked though the fact that Heavy Machinery was getting all these wins, even though they didn't get the big win at the end. But I saw where they were going at with this. But either way, though, it was just shocking, honestly, from the New Day match. I didn't think they were going to pin them, and they did. I was like, oh. Well, let's see what's going on.
Exactly.
You know, so I'm like, all right, let's see where they're going to take this at, you know? And I'm sorry to say, those guys aren't in the best of shape, but they still hung in there. So I give them tons of credit. I gave it a 3.5 for that whole segment. So I thought it was really good. The lowest point was the Sheamus versus Apollo Crews. I gave it a 1.5. It wasn't really that great. Jesus. I mean, and it's sad because that was a lower score than I gave the NWO segment. That NWO segment was just atrocious.
You don't think that Sammy Castro saved that?
He did. I'm not going to take that away. He's always awesome on his promos,
right.
But you know, it wasn't. Like X-Pac. You know what the fuck was he doing? Have you ever seen that movie Half Baked?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know the karate dude that he goes like, that he does that. That's what X-Pac looked like.
Yeah, and why are you trying to act like the toughest one?
Exactly,
Like you're not standing next to Kevin Nash.
He is the little kid that acts tough because he's got big friends.
Yeah.
That's what X-Pac is.
And that's what
I'm sorry to say, I love the fact how Sammy threw in his face, too. You know, kind of got in because of these guys. You kind of got in because of DX. You know, when you going to get in? Or the fact that he never won a championship.
Oh, or how about when Bliss was like, what should we call you?
Yeah.
Sean?
Yeah.
You know, X-Pac? 1, 2, 3,
6?
Yeah.
I thought that was
the fuck's your
Lucky?
name? One night in China? What the fuck?
Damn, too soon.
Oh man, that's
too soon. That was years ago. No, but you know, for me, I don't give a damn. Was X-Pac a good wrestler? Yes, he was, but he was only in those certain spots as far as DX goes, as far as NWO goes, is because he's good friends with them. And when you're good friends with somebody, you feel bad because he's not getting a push. But hey, come on, you get the push with us. That's all that
Come
was.
on, you eat off of my plate. Eat off of my plate.
Here's a teaspoon. But, you know, X-Pac as a sole entrant into a Hall of Fame, never going to happen in my opinion.
Hell
no, absolutely not. But no, I do agree. Sammy did say that that segment. So, yeah. Now, a side note, because we already talked about the Apollo Crews heel turn, maybe. But the match with Naomi, very impressive corkscrew plancha. I was impressed with it. You guys didn't see that? Mm-hmm. That was well, damn, girl, there you go. All right, so overall, I gave SmackDown a 2.4.
That's high, too.
It is high for a SmackDown. But, like I said, what changed it was that tag team gauntlet match. So
yeah.
I give him credit.
All right, so now it's time for the Wednesday Night Delights. NXT versus AEW. NXT is currently ahead 13 to AEW 7. Now, the Wrestling POV Global Crew have all voted, all three of them, and Deliberated, TJ Logan, and Elio Canella all voted in favor of NXT.
So all it's going to take is one of
all it's going to take is one.
NXT. That's it.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I am not voting NXT. I'm going with AEW. Even though NXT was amazing. That Jake the Snake promo, man, that I'm telling you, all it took was that promo, and I was like, this one.
Yeah, I agree with it. I agree, Mimi.
You know, both my NXT and AEW was a 2.57. So
wow, here we go.
So I'm stuck in the middle. Tony, convince me.
No, this is Rick, because I'm next.
All right, so I went AEW.
Oh.
Wow. Tony!
I am the deciding factor here. Now, according to my scores, I have NXT at a 2.21, and I got AEW at a 2.07. Now, I will say this. As much as I am a huge fan of Jake the Snake, I can't give AEW the win this week because of that promo. You know what I'm saying? NXT had 2 cage matches, and how it ended was something I've never saw before. You know what I'm saying? The girl holding the cage like that, to prevent her. That's a good storyline. At the end with Velveteen Dream throwing out Roderick Strong on purpose just to get Adam Cole in the ring by himself, set up another storyline. So I thought that was good. As much as I do want to vote AEW, I'm going with NXT this week.
All right, so NXT goes up ahead 14 to AEW 7. And we said it in the recent weeks, AEW, even though they're down, they're starting to get in their own. So hopefully it gets better as time goes on. All right, Raw vs. SmackDown vs. NXT. Currently, NXT is ahead 21 to Raw's 20 to SmackDown 6. Now, SmackDown is mathematically eliminated, but it can still play spoiler, but not this week because it sucked. NXT, Raw can tie it up this week, guys. So, Raw won it last year. Are they on the verge of making a comeback that we never saw coming? Well, in my opinion, Raw and NXT both had 2.3 stars. Wow. So, I honestly am going with NXT because of what you guys just said. Tony, you convinced me to go with NXT because of those 2 cage matches. Almalia.
Raw was a 3.35. NXT was a 2.57. But since honestly, you did say the 2 cage matches was actually really phenomenal. They started off hot, in the middle was warm, and then they ended off hot again. So I'm going to go with NXT.
There you go. So my vote don't count.
But what would you have voted for, Tony?
You know what? Yeah, convincing myself, too, mentioning that. I would have went NXT. Seriously, no, I was going with Raw because of the simple fact I enjoyed the whole show overall. You know what I'm saying? Even though there was some dry spots, but overall, I did really enjoy Raw. But just storyline purposes with NXT was so much better. So, yeah, I'll go with NXT, too.
All right, so NXT goes ahead 22 to Raw's 20 to SmackDown 6. It's time for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view points game predictions. Tony!
All right. So now those that are new, of course, we're NASCARing it this year because why? Because at the end of the year, whoever is on the top spot will be crowned the new undisputed champion and will receive a custom belt made for us. We're not going to make it, but if I make it, I'll make it out of cardboard and send that shit to you. But it's being made by a different company, Brigade Belts, I think it's called, or something like that. Brigade Belts, I think. And they're making it for us. I have one here in my house, and it looks really good. I like it. I like it a lot, and it's real. It's a real belt. I'm not going to lie. But here's the rules. Number 1, you have to like the page, okay? Like the page. If you don't like the page and you try to put your points in, guess what, homeboy? Ain't going to count. Anyways, each match has a certain amount of points. So let's just go with the Drew Gulak versus Daniel Bryan. That one's only worth 5 points, but it does got a stipulation worth 3 points, which you got to predict. Number 1, you got to pick the winner. Number 2, you got to pick the stipulation, which is a pin, submission, DQ, count out, or no contest, which for an additional 3 points. I will tell you this, and Rick said it earlier. If you max out your points, it can really hurt you. Mm-hmm. It really can. If you get it right, you get those 8 points. But if you get it wrong, you'll be minus 8 points. And sometimes when you're in that hole, it's hard to get out of it. It really is. It
can ruin your whole night.
It can ruin your whole night. It really can, because you want to be dumb and max out your points. Play smart. Now, the new rules that we got this year is that whoever's in the top 10 will receive points to your overall score. Okay? Nothing hard, people. It's not hard. Jesus Christ. All right, with that being said, we'll go with the first one. which was added yesterday or last night. Drew Gulak versus Daniel Bryan. That is a 5-point match with the 3-point stipulation. Mimi, Rick, and then myself.
I went with Daniel Bryan, 5-point submission.
Alrighty, maxed out right away. Rick.
I'm also going to go with Daniel Bryan, 5-point submission.
Jesus Christ. All right, me, I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan, 5 points pin. So we all maxed out, even though I just said not to max out. That's fine. All right. But the thing of it is, those are the easy ones to go with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The more harder ones, it's like, do you go balls out and max your points?
Right.
Or do you play it safe? And, you know, and so far I've seen a couple people really play it safe, and they do get a good outcome. All right. Now, again, these are not in order, too. So just to throw that out there. And if there's any additional matches that they throw on at us, of course, it won't count if it's not on our card itself. We always keep a track on it, and we keep track on it all the way up to like about a half hour before the show actually starts. If they add a match before the show starts, like a half hour prior, we will add it in there. If it doesn't happen and they add it during the show, it will not count. Mm-hmm. You will not get a vote. Next, I got the U.S. Championship match, which I didn't even know they were doing this. Andrade versus Humberto Carrillo. And that is 10 points with 3-point stipulation. Rick.
See, this is one of those matches where...
yeah. Do they wait
are
for
they gonna
WrestleMania?
Are they going to wait? Because at WrestleMania, we're going to have a fatal 4-way with all 4 of these guys in the match.
For the U.S.
Well, are they gonna give it to Humberto before? I don't know. I'm going to go with Andrade. I'm going to go 7 points pinfall.
You know what? I'm doing the same thing. That's exactly what I was going to go with Andrade. Actually, you know what? I'll be different. I'll go 8 points with a pinfall. Mimi.
Oh, you know, I went Humberto, 4 points with a pinfall.
Nice. Okay. Sure. All right. Up next, I got for the Raw Tag Team Championship, the Street Profits versus Seth Rollins and Murphy. This is a 10-point with a 3-point stipulation. This has to be a softball, right? You know what I'm seriously. So I'm gonna go with the Street Profits 10 points pin.
Wow. I went Street Profits 5 points pin.
I'm going with Street Profits 10 points pin. I mean, come on.
You're gonna have to, right? I mean, it doesn't make sense. All right. Up next, I got for the IC belt, Braun Strowman versus Shinsuke Nakamura, Sammy Castro, and Cesaro. This is a 10-pointer with a 3-point stipulation. Are they really going to be Braun this quick?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? I'll go with Braun, 10 points, pin. Or,
right.
it could end in a DQ. I don't know. No, I'll stick with my guns. 10 points, pin.
All right. I went with Braun, 3 points pin.
There you go.
Wow, I'm going Braun. You know what? Mimi did get higher points last time. Tony
That's
just
true.
put that out there.
Yeah.
But she also rated Raw like 1,000. So I'm going with Braun, 10 points pin.
All right, there you go. Up next, I got Aleister Black versus AJ Styles. This is a no disqualification match. So it's a 5-point match, but the stipulation is still going to be there for the 3 points, which is a pin, submission, count out, and no contest. Okay? The DQ, you cannot, there's no option for that in this one. Okay? So, Mimi, who you got?
This is the one I was actually stuck on. But there's no disqualification. AJ's going to have his boys there with him.
They're going to interfere.
Right. So I'm going to go AJ, 5 points pin.
Wow. Rick.
And this is why I'm the greatest wrestling POV champion of all time.
Not really.
I am going with Aleister Black, 3 points, pinfall because of The Undertaker.
Ah, that's right. Yeah. Damn, you threw that out there and it just totally changed my mind. So,
I know.
You know what? I'll agree with it. I'm going to go Aleister Black, but I'm only going to go 2 points. Okay? And I'll go with a pin. I totally forgot about The Undertaker.
I did
segment,
too. So hold on. I'm going to change mine right now.
To what?
Aleister. I'm going to keep it 5 points.
Okay.
But I will go
Same
Aleister.
step?
Yes.
Pin? Okay. So, yeah, I'll go Aleister Black 2 points with a pin. So, all right, then up next, the Elimination Chamber match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The Miz and Morrison versus the Usos versus the New Day versus Heavy Machinery versus Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler versus Lucha House Party. This is 20 points with a 3-point stipulation. Okay? Pin, submission, no contest. That's all that's in there. Obviously, if you saw, the count out is not in there, and the disqualification's not in there.
Right.
Okay?
All right.
So, Rick, who do you got?
Damn. This is the hardest one because Miz and Morrison just got the belts.
Yeah.
And they love New Day and they love the Usos. But do I see Heavy Machinery going up against getting the tag titles to go against Robert Roode and Ziggler?
Exactly.
Mania? No. I see Heavy Machinery possibly having Otis versus Ziggler for Mandy, and then having Tucker turn on him. And speaking of Tucker gotta get rid of those extensions. I know it's not extensions, but that hair is too long, boy. You gotta get a little Brutus Beefcake cut, whatever.
Brutus Beefcake?
The Beefcake.
Brutus Beefcake.
That's how we say it down south in New York.
Go get that beefcake.
For me, I gotta go with Miz and Morrison. I'm going 12 points pinfall.
Ah, okay. Well, see, with me, this one was a hard one to pick because the Miz and Morrison just got the belts. You know, I mean, if New Day was still champions, I think my whole decision would have been a lot easier, especially what happened last night on SmackDown. Is Heavy Machinery going to be the last ones in there with Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler? And whoever wins that will become champion? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But then I did hear rumor that they wanted to do an Otis versus Dolph Ziggler at Mania. You know what I'm saying? With Tucker in his corner and Mandy Rose in Dolph Ziggler's corner. Something could happen with that. So would they give him would they give up the tag team championship for that? I don't know. This one was a really hard one. To play safe, I'm going to go with the Miz and Morrison. I'm going to go 15 points, and I will go pin. So that's my pick for that. Miz and Morrison, 15 points. Who'd you pick, Rick?
Miz and Morrison, 12 points pin.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and you went 12, right?
Yes.
Rick went 12, yeah. So, all right, Mimi, who you got?
I did Miz and John.
Oh, John, on first name basis.
Oh.
We sure is.
John.
Hi, John.
Bask in my glory.
16 points pin.
Oh, okay, sure. All right, so now the main event, Raw Women's Championship, #1 contenders match at WrestleMania, Elimination Chamber, Shayna Baszler versus Asuka versus Liv Morgan versus Ruby Riott versus Sarah Logan versus Natalya. 20 points with the 3-point stipulation. Only pin, submission, no contest. Who's it on me?
Yes.
Now, see, this one is another hard one because they could make this a 3-way. Is this another softball to where Shayna Baszler is going to win? You know what I'm saying? I'm still going to go with Shayna Baszler. Mm-hmm. Okay? Out of all these women, the only one that I can see giving Becky a run for her money would be Asuka. Everybody else I don't see winning. So, I mean, it's a toss-up between Asuka and Shayna Baszler. I'm going to stick with Shayna Baszler. I'm going to go 20 points. Submission.
You was looking at my paper, weren't you?
No.
Because I did the same thing.
Oh,
I went Shayna Baszler, 20 points submission.
Okay. Rick.
All right. And now, see, this is why, again, I am the greatest wrestling POV champion. Okay. So, look. Yeah. Shayna looks like she's going to win. But, however, what if I decided to pick somebody else and pick 1 point, right? And then all of you guys, because everybody's putting 20 points on Shayna Baszler for sure. Fact. And if I get it right and you all get it wrong, that's a 21-point turnaround for moi. However, ain't no way Shayna Baszler's not winning this match. So all that I just said was for naught. It is definitely Shayna Baszler, 20 points, submission.
It was just to bask in your own glory.
Yes, salutations.
Greetings.
But to shut down any Asuka talk, you heard Alexa and Nikki on SmackDown challenge for the titles and stuff like that, saying, "Oh, you should come to SmackDown." So that's what's going to happen in the coming weeks. So yes, Shayna Baszler's winning, guys. There's no
how many points?
if, ands, or buts. 20,000. All right, if I can't do 20,000, it's 20.
All right, there you go. All right, sounds good. All right, now, finally, which we do in every pay-per-view, will the Spanish announce table get destroyed, smashed, kibosh, broken? Yes or no? Simple. 5 points. It went up 2 more points for this season.
Oh, wow. It did.
Yeah, so it's 5 points. Yes, simple. Yes or no, Mimi?
C.
And there's no waging, by the way. You can't wage. It's 5 points flat.
C.
You say yes, Rick?
I'm going to say no because it broke last time.
That's true. I'm going to go with no this year. Like I have every year, and they still break the damn table. Seriously.
May I please have your attention? The store will be closing in 5 minutes.
Oh, damn. Already then. Sure. All right. Well, that's it. Pay-per-view points game. Make sure y'all play it because it's, pretty cool. All right. With that being said, let's go into the book. Those that are new to the show, what we do is we put the most ridiculous things that happen in this week of wrestling just to get a good laugh and to keep talking about it because who knows? Maybe that'll make a change. Who the hell knows? All right. Y'all ready?
C.
All right.
Yes.
AEW fanboys. That might be a lifer.
I think so.
Yeah.
I do want to make an adjustment to it because I'm starting to get annoyed by WWE fanboys as well. So I want to make an adjustment as
But wait a minute.
wrestling fanboys.
Hold
Wrestling
on.
fanboys.
Why are you getting annoyed with WWE fanboys?
Because they're the same. They're
How?
exactly the same. They make these.
You know what? Wait a minute.
Ridiculous
No. Hold up. Wait a minute now. They do not. At least they don't come out and say every time somebody gets released, they say, "Well, he's going to WWE." At least they don't say
Because
that.
no one gets released and goes up. Everybody gets released and goes down. WWE fanboys are the worst. They do the same thing AEW guys do. Oh, they suck. And when the wrestler doesn't suck, they only say they suck because they were AEW, or they say they suck because they were WWE.
All right.
No.
So we're changing it to wrestling fanboys.
Yes.
Wrestling fanboys, and now you're in for life.
So they're lifers now. Not only did we change
Yes.
it, they're lifers. Okay. Dominican Usos, it's got to
Stays.
stay. Sammy's butt wedgie stays. Kofi's Goldilocks stays.
Oh.
Keith Lee's chin strap. Now I'm gonna let you make this call, Rick. In or
Keith
out?
Lee's Salutations chin strap stays.
Salutation. Jesus. How do you say it? Salutation.
It's not even a word. We're gonna.
Well, we just made it up. All right, Sammy
Yes.
Castro definitely
He
stays.
stays.
Garza's cousin Speedos.
Stays.
Alistair Black's hairy nipples.
Stays.
And JR's golden years. We did say one more week.
I think he was fine this week.
He was.
Yeah, we said how was he at Revolution? So if he was good at Revolution, we take him out.
Was he good at Revolution though?
Yeah.
I don't remember any bad things. So yeah, I guess he was good enough.
Take
So
him
we'll
out.
take him out?
Yes.
Take him out.
Samoa Joe's dope.
It stays.
Stays.
Saw what I did there? Becky stripper singles. I think we can take it out.
Yeah.
We can take it out.
Yeah, we can take it out. Mandy's acting skills. It stays.
It stays. Oh
Yes.
my God. Yeah. You don't stand a woman up.
All right. Goldberg's Twitch.
That
It
stays.
stays.
Bronze nipple piercing.
I
That
didn't see
stays.
it.
He has it.
Last week.
Yeah. Paul Heyman's hair spot.
Stays.
Stays because that's the new entrance. All right, so that's it for the show. Before we close the show, I will play a song from my playlist to close it out. It's just, how we ride off into the sunset until next week, and we'll have a new winner, new standings. And, just for fun, just for giggles. That's all it is, people. Jesus, don't make a big deal about it, like you always do. But anyways, good luck. For the pay-per-view points game. With that being said, I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with, and the third wheel,
Rick Sorrento the third.
and our intern.
Miguel Cole. Stay away from the coronavirus.
Love, peace, and wrestling. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace out.
All right, here we go.
Oh, is that Deuce and Domino?
No. It's Jimmy Hart and Howard Helms.
Oh, wow. That's old.
No.
That's WCW days. All right, here's one.
Kamala?
Nope. Come
Who
on.
the hell?
Samoan.
Came out like a... Oh, Snooker?
Nope.
Tamina?
Nope.
No, it's one of the old guys with the crazy hair.
Head shrinkers?
Nope. Y'all missing all but one.
Umaga?
Umaga.
That's terrible for Umaga.
Crazy hair, wasn't he?
Umaga had the braid. Like, he had my haircut, but he braided his.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He
But
put
he had
his in
the
braid.
painting on his face.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's terrible for Umaga. That's not no, like...
You know, I never realized
devil-
this was his.
No.
You know? I didn't. I'm like, good God, man. You don't own the rights.
To the song.